There is a very specific, suffocating kind of silence that happens when you hit the wall. You know the feeling. You have poured a lifetime into your craft. You have reached the pinnacle. And then the results just stop. For Lewis Hamilton, that silence lasted 686 days, nearly 2 years without a win. When you are a master of your domain, the heaviest weight isn't the competition. It is the whisper in your own mind asking, was my best work left in the past? When he moved to Ferrari, it was supposed to be a fairy tale. Instead, it was a brutal test of mental endurance. The car was unpredictable. The strategy fell apart. And the world, the media, the critics, the comment sections, they didn't hesitate to write his professional obituary. They said the reflexes were gone. They called it the end of an era. Meanwhile, a new generation was taking over. Drivers like Kimi Antonelli were breaking records, fueled by the limitless, careless energy of youth. It is the ultimate psychological trap. Watching the industry you built move on without you, leaving you in the shadows. But true mastery isn't defined by how long you stay at the top. It is defined by your capacity to survive the dark. Lewis didn't panic. He didn't quit. He went back to the drawing board. He calculated, and he waited for his moment. That moment arrived in the blistering, unforgiving heat of the Spanish Grand Prix. The track at Barcelona was boiling at 50 degrees Celsius. It wasn't just a race, it was a physical and mental furnace. On the front row sat the Silver Arrows. George Russell on pole, Kimi Antonelli right beside him, riding a historic 5-race winning streak. They had the momentum. They had the machinery. They looked completely untouchable. But starting right behind them, sandwiched in second place, was a lone splash of Ferrari red. If you looked into Lewis's eyes behind the visor that day, you wouldn't see the anxiety of a man desperate for a win. You saw the cold, detached focus of a predator. When the lights went out, the adrenaline spiked. Russell took the lead. The silver cars pushed the pace, fighting aggressively to break the spirit of the grid. But the extreme heat was a trap. The high-speed corners of Catalonia started shredding their tires. The rubber was literally melting away. While the young leaders fought their degrading cars, panicking over team radios as their grip vanished, Lewis remained perfectly calm. He was managing his tires. He was managing his mind. He was playing chess while everyone else was playing checkers. And then, on lap 11, Ferrari pulled the trigger. They abandoned the safe route. They called Lewis into the pits, committing to an insanely aggressive 3-stop strategy. It was a massive, high-stakes gamble. To make it work, Lewis couldn't afford a single mistake. He had to drive qualifying laps for the entire race. He left the pits with fresh rubber, and the leash was off. This is the part of the story where muscle memory takes over. This is what it looks like when a human being enters the pure flow state. Lewis tuned out the noise. He tuned out the heat. He tuned out the 686 days of doubt. He became one with the machine. He was painting on the asphalt, carving through the midfield like a surgeon. Every shift, every break point, every apex was absolute perfection. The lap times lit up purple. He was taking massive, impossible chunks of time out of the leaders. The adrenaline was electrifying the grandstands. He wasn't just driving, he was hunting. And then the universe rewarded the hustle. Fernando Alonso's car breaks down. The virtual safety car is deployed. It is the golden ticket. While the silver cars are forced to crawl around the track, bleeding time, Lewis dives into the pits for a free stop. The Ferrari crew executes a flawless change. Lewis rockets out of the pit lane and merges back onto the track right as the green flag waves. The trap is sprung. Mercedes is in shock. The master just outsmarted the entire grid. Behind him, the pressure finally shattered the competition. Antonelli, desperate to keep his winning streak alive, pushed his engine past the absolute breaking point. A massive cloud of smoke. A mechanical failure. The prodigy's streak was dead on the side of the road. Pressure does two things. It bursts pipes, or it makes diamonds. The new generation broke under the immense weight of the moment. But emerging from that smoke, gliding over the asphalt like a ghost, was the red machine. Lewis drove past the wreckage. He passed a struggling George Russell. The track ahead of him was completely, beautifully empty. All the noise, all the critics, all the doubts, they were gone, replaced by the pure, terrifying clarity of total control. This is the ultimate lesson of the slump. You don't survive the hard times by forcing it. You survive by rebuilding your foundation so that when your window opens, you are ready to walk through it. He takes the final corner. The checkered flag waves against the Barcelona sky. The drought is over. At 41 years old, Lewis Hamilton crosses the line to secure his 106th career victory and his first ever in Ferrari red. He pulls the car into Parc Fermé, the tires smoking, the crowd roaring in absolute delirium. A sea of red floods the track, lifting him up into the air. It's not just a celebration of a race, it is a celebration of the human spirit. This is why this story matters, because greatness isn't about never losing your step. It's about having the fierce, undeniable resilience to stand back up when the entire world has written you off. It's about the refusal to fade away. Lewis Hamilton didn't just win a trophy today, he conquered his own shadows. He proved that mastery has no expiration date, and he made sure that history will never, ever forget his name. Thank you for watching. If this story sparked something in you, hit that subscribe button, drop a comment below. Is he the undisputed greatest of all time? Keep pushing, keep creating, and I will see you in the next one.